Inside the lives of mistresses. What it's really like to be with someone else's man. Okay, so here goes. This is about the time I became that woman. It started when I was bartending part-time at this kind of bougie beach club on the Gulf Coast. I was 24, single, working nights and feeling like life was just floating. One night this guy walks in, let's call him Matt. Early 40s, polished, kinda rugged in a used to be wild but now has a financial advisor way. Tall, salt and pepper hair, perfect teeth. The whole older man package. He tipped like a goddamn king and always asked how my night was going, not in a creepy way, just attentive. I like that. I hadn't had anyone see me in a while. Fast forward a month and we're texting, then meeting for drinks, not at the club, then it's boat rides, secret hotels, playlists curated like we were in a teenage movie. Yeah, it was thrilling. Like heart racing, legs shaking. This is a bad idea but let's do it anyway, thrilling. Then one night we're at his house, his beach house mind you, and he asks me to be quiet when his daughter calls. She's 16. Same age I was when I had my first kiss. I swear my stomach flipped. I knew he had kids but I never let that fact settle in my chest until that moment. After the call, he kissed me on the forehead and said, "You're my escape." That should have been my exit cue. Instead I stayed. For 6 more months. Every time he left me in a hotel room with cold sheets and a vague promise for next weekend, I told myself I didn't care. That I wasn't catching feelings. That I was just playing the game. The game got real when I saw his wife. Yup. At the damn grocery store. She smiled at me like we'd met at Pilates or something. She was gorgeous. Warm eyes, sun-kissed skin, wedding ring glowing like it was mocking me. That night I told Matt I was done. He cried. I didn't. I felt hollow. Not sad, not angry. Just like a ghost drifting away from a ship that wasn't ever going to save me. Tips if you're tempted to be the other woman. You're disposable. He might treat you like gold, but trust, he's got exit plans. Guilt will find you. Maybe not now, but it will. And it hits hard. Don't build a dream in someone else's house. I'm not proud of what I did, but I learned. And that's something. Damn girl, I was the wife in a situation like this. Reading your side makes me feel weirdly sympathetic? Like we both got played in different ways. Thanks for sharing. It honestly helps to humanize it. You dodged a yacht-sized bullet, sis. Good on you. You know what's funny? People always think being the other woman means drama, hotel rooms, and crying in the rain. Nah. Mine was coffee on Sunday mornings. That's what messed me up the most. He was my boss. I know, strike one. I started working for him as his executive assistant when I was 27, and he was 38. Clean cut, family man, had a wife who was apparently a yoga goddess and 2 kids. I knew all that. Everyone did. But it's like he walked around with this aura, like he was untouchable. People gravitated toward him. And somehow I ended up in his orbit. It started simple, working late, talking too much, long looks that turned into touches. The first time he kissed me was in the office parking garage, and I swear my soul left my body and hovered for a second. We slipped into an affair like it was second nature. Like it was already waiting for us. Here's the kicker, he made it normal. I wasn't just a side piece. I was part of his schedule. Monday through Friday we were co-workers. But Sundays? Sundays were ours. He'd say he was going for a drive to clear his head, and we'd meet at this cafe 45 minutes out of town. We'd sit across from each other, sipping espresso like we weren't setting our lives on fire. And for a while I lived for it. Until I got a text. From her. His wife. Hey. I know. 3 words. That's it. I sat frozen in my apartment for 2 hours after that. Never responded. He called me 32 times. I counted. I blocked him after call 11. That was a year ago. I still check his LinkedIn sometimes. He's still married. They're working on things. Me? I'm working on forgiving myself. Tips from someone who got burned. If you feel like a secret, you are one. Just because he makes time for you doesn't mean you're a priority. You can't build trust on top of betrayal. I'm not a villain. But I was a coward. And that's something I'm still unpacking. My wife did this to me. I used to think it was all sex and sneakiness. But your story? Damn. The emotional part is what broke me. Thanks for the raw honesty. People need to hear this side. Sundays, huh? That detail hit different. Okay, I've been thinking about whether or not I should share this for a while. I've never been the other woman in a traditional sense, but I did get involved with someone who was. So here goes. I was 22 working in this high-end lingerie store. Yeah, sounds fancy, right? But mostly it was just folding lace and listening to middle-aged women complain about their husbands. A perfect place for getting noticed, apparently. One day this guy walks in. His name was Chris. He was 35, super charming, obviously well off, and I could tell he was used to getting attention. He'd been in the store a few times, always asking for recommendations for his wife, always a little too interested in what I was wearing. At first, I thought he was just another one of those flirty customers. But then he started coming in just for me. Like, he'd buy random stuff, leave, then come back the next week with more questions about sizing, which always seemed weird because, dude, you know how to buy lingerie. So one night after the store closed, he asked me out for dinner. I said no at first. But then there was this thing about him: he wasn't creepy. He was smooth. And I was young, looking for excitement. It was dinner. Then it was drinks. And then, well, you can guess the rest. We were in this whirlwind. And here's the twist. I thought I was the other woman in the traditional sense. But in reality, he was only half committed to his wife. He'd talk about how she was distant and how they hadn't connected in years. He wanted to be with me, he said. At first it was all fun. I wasn't looking for anything serious. But as time went on, I started to see the cracks. He wasn't telling me everything. In fact, it became clear that he wasn't even really committed to me. I was just filling in the space for something he'd lost. I found out through his wife's Instagram that she'd been posting pictures of their family vacation, and it was exactly the same weekend he'd told me he was on a business trip. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal, I expected it, but the fact that he didn't even care enough to hide it better. It made me feel like nothing. I'm not proud of what happened, but I'll say this: I wasn't as innocent as I thought I was. I was looking for something that wasn't mine to take. Lessons learned, and believe me, there are many. If someone's willing to lie to their spouse, they'll lie to you too. Don't let someone make you feel like a replacement. You deserve more. If someone's not happy with their partner, they aren't going to be happy with you either. It's just distraction, not love. If I could go back, I would have walked away before I got tangled in that mess. I was that wife once. Thought I had the perfect marriage until I realized he was doing exactly what you're describing. The worst part? I didn't even see it coming. Thanks for being so open. It's hard to find peace in situations like this. Yo, the Instagram part hit me. That's when you realize you were just another pit stop. You're stronger for walking away though. Alright, buckle up. This one's a bit, well, it's messy and painful, but it needs to be told. So I was in college, freshman year, bright-eyed, totally naive. I had this guy in one of my classes, let's call him Ben. He was that guy everyone liked. The charming, funny, super social one who always seemed to be in a great mood. He was popular. You know the type. I had a huge crush on him, but he was always with this girl, Sarah. She was lovely, blonde, a little taller than me, and she and Ben were a thing. I tried to ignore it, told myself I could never compete with that. But then one night at a party, Ben and I end up talking. A lot. Not like deep talks, just fun, flirtatious stuff. I figured it was harmless, just a party conversation. You know, college stuff. Then it happened. He kissed me. Out of nowhere. In front of everyone. He didn't pull away, just kept kissing me, and I kissed him back. I was so into it. I mean, it was Ben. The guy I'd been dreaming about for months. The next day I thought it was a fluke. He'd been drunk. He'd forget about it. But no. He texted me. The next morning. And the next. And soon we were talking every day. At first it was all fun. But then it was more. He would sneak around, send me late-night texts. Nothing explicit. Just sweet words asking how I was, making me feel special. But here's the thing. I knew he had Sarah. I knew it. I wasn't stupid. But every time I told myself to back off, he'd pull me in again. I wanted to believe he'd leave her. Every text, every little moment felt like it was our secret. The other woman is always kept in the shadows, right? But in the beginning I didn't mind. It was thrilling. He made me feel like I mattered. The breaking point came one night when Sarah posted a picture on social media. They were at some fancy restaurant, dressed up. He had his arm around her. It stung like 1,000 bees. I confronted him. He texted back all apologies, saying it was complicated, and he needed to figure things out. But then he stopped texting. 4 hours. And then days. I sent him a message, just one, because I was done playing games. I told him it was over. I needed closure. His reply came like a week later. I'm sorry. I've been busy. I can't do this. And just like that, I was the afterthought. The text I'll never forget? His final words, I'll always remember you fondly. Always remember me fondly? Seriously? What a slap in the face. Tips from the other woman. If they're saying, it's complicated, it's never going to be simple. Don't let yourself be the backup. You deserve more than someone who keeps you in the shadows. No one has ever regretted walking away sooner. It stings at first, but you'll get your peace. It's been years and I still think about that damn text. But now I know better. I know I am worth more than someone's maybe later. I was Sarah. And wow, it hit differently reading from your side. I never knew what was going on, but I was always so in love I couldn't see it. You deserved way better than him. Ugh, fondly is a total cop-out. It's never fondly. It's guilt-free escape. You're so much stronger for walking away.